So you've seen the Ankh? Talk about opening Pandora's box. Okay, so far as I know, it didn't start with our guys blowing a hole in the ground and going down into the dark. And I'm not saying it didn't make matters worse. I don't know exactly what happened, but the noise on the radio was... it wasn't pretty. And then they started bringing up the people who were infected. They were covered in black goo. We call that the filth now, I've learned. Don't know why. They should really call it the crazy, since it makes people go fucking batshit insane. The infection spread so quickly, it's a miracle we made it out, any of us. We neutralized as many as we could to make sure the disease wouldn't spread. But I don't know what happened to the ones who were still down there, in the dark. The ones who didn't get out. And I have no idea what happened in that subterranean temple in the first place. What horrors they unearthed. You know, someone should really look into that.
Alright, welcome everybody. We are running the Ankh. So let's make our way down. This is going to be a normal dungeon. We have 5 in the group. I will be tanking, that's Lee's. And we've got Sazzy healing, and the other 3 are going to be DPSing. So we're going to make our way down to the dungeon now. Now, as we make our way through, the Ankh is the dungeon here in the Scorched Desert in Egypt. It is a particular favourite of mine. I think it's a very popular dungeon. It's very well thought out. I do like the encounters. Okay, the entrance is here down this walkway. So let's head on in. Alright, so the first obstacle that we come up against before we even get to the first boss are these purple orbs. Now they'll come into play a couple of times. If they catch hold of you, you are dead.
Our ancient predecessors called this place a temple. Not so. You see the material I can I apologize for my they are in out of the scientific model.
Alright, we'll head down to the first boss. It's not a particularly difficult boss, but it can be frustrating because of the orbs. You're going to have to keep moving around. The actual mechanics of the boss are reasonably simple, but it's these purple orbs that we're going to have to avoid. We're going to move around and then in and out as and when necessary. So we're all here. Alright, let's head on in. Alright, as we can see, we've already got one caught by the orb. lots of people getting caught by the orbs here. This can be a pain, this boss. I say the actual mechanics of the boss are not difficult. But the orbs can be a complete pain. There we go. Anyway, that's first boss over and done with. There's some lore over there. Let's go and get that. And we'll make our way down to the second boss. Now, there are a couple of shortcuts that we do tend to take with this dungeon. This is the first, I believe. We go down here.
I am Dr. Klein. Over many years of researching the pit, many microdoses I used the tolerance to it. Tolerance, yes, also
Thank you for your comment there, Raman. Yes, indeed, F the orbs and F Dr. Klein. There are no words. No words. No words. As we head down further into the Ankh, we come to the first resurrection zone and more orbs.
Out a pure source. The Ankh was my Schwartz mirage in the desert, a reservoir.
I feel there was probably some lore down there I've missed out on, but there we go. So, second boss is Dr. Klein. And it's fought on this bridge.
For my experimentation, it is
all five here? Alright, so story mode is a little bit easier, or normal mode is a little bit easier. But we have to avoid the purple orbs. They swap sides, so you've got to be aware. And he'll send waves down as well, so just make sure we can avoid the orbs first of all. There's a wave, and he'll usually... I think this is where we move back. And we get down here behind this pillar. And then back up, avoiding the waves. And back onto the boss. Here we go again. I usually try and stay in the middle until I know what he's going to do. There we go. Again, it's far more difficult in nightmare mode. You have extra mechanics to deal with. But it's a fun fight, that. Really is a fun fight. So let's head our way down to boss number 3. Every boss in this dungeon, bar one, which is possibly the next boss, is great. I think the next boss is the 3 together, which is a little bit boring as a fight. This is quite a simple fight, this one. There's just 3 bosses to do. We'll go right to left. Just wait for our 5th. Okay. All 5 of us are here. Right, we're going to go right to left, guys. And, out of the 6 bosses in the dungeon, I think this is probably the worst fight. There's really nothing much to it. There we go. So now we'll take advantage of another shortcut as we head down to Spider Boss. Now, I think you are supposed to go down that way, but we just jump down here. We're straight into Spider Boss. Some lore there. Okay, all 5. Here we go. Now, this boss, from a tank's perspective, isn't particularly difficult. You just got to avoid some stuff. But there are some adds that the DPS tend to deal with nowadays with the overpowered builds that we've got. We don't have to worry about it, but back in the day the adds would empower the boss. Spider Boss is down. No birds. There's no lore around here. Okay, so we now get to one of the first of the run killer bosses. This is, I don't actually know what it's called. We always called it Big and Stompy. So, we will be watching the cutscene, guys.
We would be below the filth level in this shaft. The survey team found great machines of warped bone and sinew down here, fossilized. It runs on muscle memory now, which is to say, it will not stop.
Where is he? There we are. Okay. So, first things first. Open the gate. So basically he keeps on coming. Now he'll charge the gate. So, this is where I keep him busy. DPS goes and opens up the next gate. But we got him. We got him. It's always a tough boss to do. That one. As I said, it was one of the first run killers. The second one is just coming up now. Final boss. But we've got to get through the pit of spiders first. I don't know. Alright, so we need to get through here, avoiding those things that kind of remind me of the film It. Now, there are 3 separate phases to this boss. First phase is boss, then we've got 2 intermediate phases where people have got to go up. I'll talk about those. And then once the main boss is down, we have the final phase where we actually go and fight Dr. Klein himself. Alright, he's back there. So, all 5 of us here? Yeah. So, first phase, we're on the boss. We all go ready, guys? All ready? Alright then.
Your persistence betrays your desire to go beneath
So,
this primal fluid.
everybody goes up there, and I keep him here. So this is quite a simple phase. We just wail on the boss, we avoid things on the floor. Of course, I went the wrong way. Okay, so one of the DPS, as you can see there, goes up and does some damage to Dr. Klein to stop him from empowering the boss. Like that. I pick up the boss again. DPS comes down. Where's... Okay. DPS has got to go back up again. So now, we've got to DPS the boss, but Dr. Klein will also turn up on the edges here. Our DPS is coming back. Dr. Klein is down here now. And we need to go over here to avoid the waves. Keep an eye on Dr. Klein up there. So, once we take this guy down now, he's down, so now we need to head up the grates, up the steps, and take on Klein himself right at the top. Whatever you do, don't fall down. Difficult to see sometimes. There we go, up to the top. We're all here. And that, as they say, is the Ankh. Very well done, everybody. Thank you very much. There we go. Returning to the surface.